Hello, this is Sovereign Light. I'm Mary. I simply give a conservative perspective about the world around me. As I like to do in the beginning of the podcast, mention social media, which I will link in this episode of the podcast, and audio platforms. So, audio platforms, I am on iHeartRadio, I'm on Audible, Amazon Music, I'm on Pandora, I'm on Spotify for podcasters, Overcast, and I'm looking to grow to wherever you enjoy your podcast. I am on that. So this episode is the continuation of the Halloween theme. I'm talking about the Ramones' Pet Sematary. I'm going to do a deep dive on the song and everything that's entailed with that, and all of the backlash and everything that goes along with this song. So, here we go. If fans stuck around to the end of the movie Pet Sematary, they heard the Ramones song of the same name as the credits rolled. Some fans of Stephen King, whose same title book inspired the film, didn't enjoy its leap to the big screen. Others loved the results. The Ramones song seemed to fare similarly, while Pet Sematary was one of their biggest hits and secured them more TV time than almost anything else they had ever did. It was also nominated for a Razzle Award for Worst Original Song that year. If audiences' response was a little confusing, so too is the story behind the song. Now, in the 2014 book, drummer, as stated, Mark Ramone clearly said that they were having dinner in the basement of King's home in Bangor, Maine in 1982, after the author had booked the band to play in association with the radio station he owned. Now, goes on to say, during the evening, Marky wrote, King handed Dee Dee Ramone a copy of his best-selling novel, Pet Sematary. It was the same night Marky said that Dee Dee announced his intention to leave the band. Now, this is what Stephen King recalls and said as backlash against what they're saying. More specifically, what Marky Ramone is saying. Now, King called that version of events BS soon after the book's release. We didn't eat at my house, he said, he told Rolling Stone. They never even came to the house. We ate at Miller's Restaurant, the only fancy restaurant in Bangor. I don't remember if we talked about Pet Sematary. I might have said something about a song. What I remember is that Marky was the only one who was articulate. Their other ones really weren't. So he goes on to say that Marky's account, I said to my publisher, this story about them coming to my house is total BS. But I also said, don't change a effing word. It's like James Stewart and the man who shot Liberty Valance. When the truth and legend are in opposition, print the legend. Pet Sematary was published the year after the meeting took place, so it proves it's not really possible that copies already exist. Also, Marky was fired from the band in 1982 as a result of his addiction issues. Now, this is a little bit more about the background and a little bit more about the song and everything else. So, the song appeared on the Ramones' 1989 album, Brain Drain, and continuing the horror theme, its video was set in a grave and featured cameo appearances from Debbie Harry and Chris Stein of Blondie, among others. Okay, so what are my thoughts about the Ramones and the Pet Sematary and about everything, the issues with Stephen King? I think it's an example of the issues, again, of adaptations. And another issue of not owning up to the reality of the situation. And I think when you get into the territory of talking about things and believing that it's, presenting it if it's true, just, presenting it in a way that's honest, it's human to forget and think things are the way they are when they actually aren't, but own up to it if that's the case. And it's just, as I was speaking about in the previous episode about Stephen King, it's just unfortunate that the state of Stephen King now, he's going and saying all these pandering things in order to get ahead, when that's unfortunate because it's wiping away of the legacy that he has built. And the stories and the in-depth stories about the horrors and tragedies that can happen with things. And I think he was really good at doing that, turning the issues that people face and twisting them into a horrific sense of reality for them to face or challenge or try to deal with. And it's really interesting. That's why his books are so popular and so well respected. And I think that's definitely something to think about. So this reaches the end of the Harboring Light. As I like to say, tune in and turn up, and take care.